It was a typical flight, the kind where everyone settles in for the long haul. My sister and I had just boarded the plane for a 5-hour journey across the country. The seats were cramped, but we had gotten comfortable enough. My sister, who had a cold, was wrapped up in one of the airline's blankets, trying to nap as I stared out the window trying to relax. That's when Karen entered the picture. We were about an hour into the flight when I noticed her, staring at my sister's blanket. I thought nothing of it at first, maybe she was just looking around. But when I looked back a few minutes later, Karen was practically eyeing the blanket like it was her own. She had already reached over, her hand brushing against the fabric as she leaned toward us. I turned to my sister and whispered, "Do you think she's going to take it?" My sister groggily opened her eyes and said, "I hope not, but she's definitely eyeballing it." Sure enough, Karen didn't waste any more time. With a swift movement, she grabbed the blanket from my sister's lap, pulling it towards her seat. "Excuse me," my sister said, her voice a mix of surprise and indignation. "That's mine!" Karen, with her too casual attitude, looked back over her shoulder at my sister and shrugged. "Well, it's cold over here. You're asleep, so I figured you wouldn't mind." My sister's eyes widened. "That's my blanket. Please give it back." At this point, the woman beside Karen, a quiet traveler who had been observing the exchange, seemed to grow uncomfortable. Karen, however, didn't seem fazed by the confrontation. She pulled the blanket tighter around her shoulders and muttered something about people being too sensitive. I was about to speak up when a flight attendant who had been passing by overheard the situation and stopped in her tracks. She quickly assessed the situation, her demeanor firm but kind. "Ma'am," the flight attendant said, addressing Karen with a calm authority, "this blanket belongs to the passenger in the seat next to you. Please return it immediately." Karen, now clearly caught off guard by the sudden intervention, gave the flight attendant an exaggerated eye roll. "I was just borrowing it. She won't need it, right?" The flight attendant didn't miss a beat. "No, she will. If you need a blanket, we can provide you with one, but you'll need to give hers back." Karen hesitated for a moment, clearly unwilling to back down, but the stern look from the flight attendant was enough to make her release the blanket. She grumbled under her breath as she handed it back to my sister, who immediately pulled it back around her. As the flight attendant walked away, she gave me a subtle nod, letting me know that she'd had enough of Karen's behavior. For the rest of the flight, Karen kept to herself, no longer daring to make a scene, while my sister and I shared a quiet laugh. Sometimes it just takes a flight attendant with a little backbone to put entitled passengers in their place.